I'm Francine Segan, and I wrote a really fun cookbook called Opera Lover's Cookbook. And today I want to show you one of the recipes that was inspired by Verdi, the terrific composer who did La Traviata and Aida. And he comes from the Parma region, where we get terrific prosciutto and Parmesan cheese. And you know the wonderful Italian appetizer of prosciutto and figs? I am going to combine it today with pasta. We're going to make a pasta sauce with figs and prosciutto. The first thing, since this pasta is done faster than the pasta cooks, let's put the pasta into some boiling water. Okay, so I'm just going to give the pasta a little stir in the salted water, and the big trick there is to put the pasta in lots of water. And my other trick, so I don't end up with baby food, is to use a timer. And the package says 10 to 11 minutes, so I set it on the low end. This will just ring when it's ready. I can give it a taste and see if it needs another minute or two. I don't have to worry about overcooking or burning pots. So the first thing we need for this sauce is a nice stick of butter for a pound of pasta. We'll put that in the pan on medium. And then I'm going to use an onion. I like to have a nice layer of savory in this. And so we'll just dice up an onion. When I was little, my grandmother used to play opera when she was cooking. She called them her cooking songs. And she had arias for stirring the risotto and arias for making whipped cream. And they were always the perfect length of time. And when she would cut onions, she would put on the suicide aria from Madame Butterfly. She used to say, if I'm going to cry, I might as well have a good reason. So we take that onion, and I like a purple onion for just a little color and sweetness, but you could use shallots, you can use yellow onion. So we want to get those onions nice and soft so they release all their wonderful flavor, caramelize them. And while they're cooking, I want to prepare the figs. Now, you can use fresh figs, but what I love is the extra sweetness of dried figs. And they're more economical. And also, I just love the kind of little bit of chewiness that you get from the dried. So we just slice up the figs, and it's perfect timing. As soon as you're finished cutting your figs, the onions are usually ready. So just about 16, 18 figs, and we're going to add them to these wonderful onions. Just be sure that they're nice and soft. These look perfect. And the butter is bubbling, and we'll add these great figs. And to add another layer of flavor, I want to put in some wine. And the rule for me when I'm cooking with wine is to make sure it would be a wine that I would want to taste. I'm going to want to put about a cup in. First, we have to taste it. Yes, I would drink this wine, so this means it's good for cooking. Now, right away, you just get this wonderful, wonderful fragrance of that yummy butter and all these onions and the figs. And what I want to do is burn off some of the alcohol that's in the wine. And then the very last ingredient is just a little bit of chicken stock. I kind of want to round out the flavors a little bit and just give it one more savory level. What happens is the nice dried figs start to get softer and softer, and the whole sauce becomes silky. And then the wonderful savory components of the onion and the wine and the stock really make a special taste treat. You know, that pasta, just to test if we need that extra minute or not. We don't need it. I often find that the box gives us too much time, so I'm glad that we use the timer because that pasta is perfect. What I do is just turn off the heat, and we'll scoop some of this wonderful pasta and mix it into the sauce. Oh, wish there was smell-o-vision. The fragrance of the onions, the butter, and then that sweetness of these figs. This is a gorgeous, delicious sauce. And the final touches are all done on the plate. Let me show you how you finish this terrific sauce. Put a nice serving. That glaze is gorgeous. And now the fun part. I love how easy this is to finish. We have the wonderful figs and the caramelized onions, and now we'll put some prosciutto. And prosciutto is already cooked. We don't want to cook it. It's a very delicate, delicious ham, so we don't want to ruin it. Put that on top. Then another wonderful ingredient from Parma is the Parmesan cheese. And I like to shave it so we get nice big taste in every bite. And then the very last finish is a little pinch of peppercorns. So you notice with so many recipes, they say add salt and pepper to taste. For this one, we didn't add any salt or pepper when we were cooking it because we get the saltiness from the prosciutto and the Parmesan and the peppery taste from the wonderful pink peppercorns. Now the real test, we have to taste this. A little bit of fig, a little bit of pasta, a little bit of prosciutto. I want to get everything into my one bite. This is so wonderful. The pasta has that wonderful silky taste of the figs, then the little saltiness from the Parmesan, the salty, wonderful depth of flavor of the prosciutto. Bravissimo. This is a wonderful dish you must try.